Yo, YouTube, what up? It's your boy Gangsta. Coming to you from sunny, well, it's nighttime now. South Florida, back at the Crizat, y'all. The original His Eyes. Dead County, baby, 305. You know how we do. Holla. Anyway, anywho. Just want to come with y'all a quick video. I'll do a couple of clips on this run. Show y'all how we do down south. Y'all get a little taste of it. And the subject of this one is going to be called clock management. The basics. Basically how I manage my clock. Couple of tips. Some of you old cats probably won't take the advice. Some of the new cats probably won't either. But just some things that I do. Share with you. Alright. Alright, back at you, YouTube. Down here in pretty much what's called Cutler Ridge. This is way deep down south. Not the area that I grew up in. I grew up in more Opelika day, but we'll get to that later when I show y'all what some conch salad is. You know. Give y'all a little South Florida flavor while we down here. Anyway, anywho. Just to touch real quick how I was doubted on how I was gonna make that run. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, anywho. You just have to manage your clock. And I was asked the question how often I like to stay out. In general, I stay out 10 days or so. Sometimes up to 2 weeks, but in general, 10 days. I like to take my 34s at home. And you might ask how I do that. I try to manage my clock. When I say manage my clock, I try to run 9 hours a day. That includes my on-duty time, roughly driving 8 hours. Believe it or not, you can about knock out 500 miles in 8 hours. Just keep that left door closed. Anyway, I'm looking at this huge old iguana. He ran before I can turn the camera around to you. They run wild down here, believe that. Anyway, old cactus tree for y'all. Pretty much like Arizona. It's the climate. Anyway, I try to run 9 hours a day. That includes 8 hours of straight driving, keeping that left door closed. I do have little tips that I use. I try to go to rest areas, right side of the interstate. Pull off into a rest area, use the restroom real quick, because sometimes pulling out, going into a truck stop, you might have to drive off the road a quarter mile, half a mile. Believe me, all this time add up. Then you got to park your truck. If you don't park it in the fuel aisle, you run inside, use the bathroom, grab you some chips, whatever. Then you back off in the truck. Then might be some guy parked trying to take his 30 in the fuel aisle, you trapped behind. That's killing time off your clock. So what I do, I try to stop to the rest areas, use the bathroom, real quick, bomb back in the truck, pulling right back on the interstate. That's just one of my little tips, no big deal. But just saying that, just show you how I try to manage my clock, to get the optimize out my clock. And by me saying try to run 8 to 9 hours a day, those 8 to 9 hours, I knock out a pretty good chunk of miles. Try to be on duty. Well, you got to be on duty. You know what I mean. You be on duty, in all your 9 hours. And in that same time, you're managing your 70-hour clock. Because you don't want to burn out your 70-hour clock. Because you want your recaps to come back. That comes the theory of running 8 to 9 hours a day. Okay? Like I say, use the little rest areas. You ain't got to get off the interstate. I try to tote a little basket. Go to the dollar store. You get the little miniature laundry basket. You got your snacks. You can save money. You ain't got to stand in line at the truck stop just to purchase, some chips, some Twizzlers, a piece of candy, whatever. Anything to save you on your clock. That's what you want to do. All right, I'll come back with the next tip, next clip. Holla back, y'all. All right. So, with this next clip, basically, how I was saying about managing your 70-hour clock, she made me come home like every 10 days or so. So, I don't burn up my 70 because I try to get back my recaps hours. So, basically, on my recap hours, yeah, see that? She want me to the high. my honey-do list never ends. With that being said, I try, like I say, I try to run an average of 9 hours. So basically 8 hours I'm driving hard. And in those 8 hours of driving hard, I gave you a little tip about pulling over at the rest stops, whatever. Also, with that 9, I don't use the total 9. I might go ahead and, 15 minutes to load, pre-trip, stuff like that. But I try to drive those 8 hours straight a day. Like I said, you can knock out 500. Look at big money calls. You see them? So anyhow, you need to get that low?
No, go ahead.
So anywho. Also with that, I try to sleep on sites at shippers when I can, and sleep on site at receivers. So I try to get in early. So pretty much that trip that I took from El Paso to San Antonio, I drove from El Paso. You can do the math on the mountain. I drove from El Paso to San Antonio on my 8-hour clock. Took my break once I got unloaded. I took my 30-minute break, left me 3 hours to get down to Laredo from San Antonio. Slept on site at the shipper. So once my clock started back, talking in code, once my clock started back at 11 o'clock, they had me loaded and I was out of there by 12. Oh, did that. All right, catch y'all next clip.
I'm gonna start my own
YouTube.
Subscribe me. Gangsta G Wife. I'm gonna let y'all know how to deal with a truck driver and how to space out your time. See you soon.
See, she doing promos on mine. See how she do that? All right. Okay. Y'all that doesn't know, this is called conch salad. Okay? Anybody don't know about conch salad, you better find out. You ever see the big seashells on the ocean? I mean, on the beach, and they put it to the ear? It's like a snail living there. You mix it up with some tomatoes, some lemon juice, different variety of techniques people use. If you're in South Florida, please make sure you get some conch salad. You want some real good conch salad? Check out my boy Sean McClung. All right, hit y'all back. I'm finna finish. Alrighty. Still enjoy myself, you know. But all right, y'all might be saying the importance of why is it not focusing? What's the importance of managing your clock? To me, the importance of managing my clock, like I said, I'm not one of them guys stay out there a month or two at a time. I try to optimize my clock. You got your 70, you got your 14, you got your 8. I really don't never pay my 14-hour clock any attention. Because I'm the type of person I like to get up, knock out my little 8 hours that I'm going to do that day, or 9. And, depending on how I'm pushing it, and, get my time over with. Only time I worry about my 14-hour clock if a shipper or receiver hold me up. You know what I'm saying? Then I'll be worried about it. But other than that, I stay concerned with my 8-hour, 11-hour drive, as well as my 70. Because I want to optimize what I get out my 70. Because for me, I'm not, like I said before, I'm not a guy to stay out there long periods of time like that. So it's important that I optimize it, because I don't want to have to take a 34 on the road and for it to interject into my pay period. If you done ran 4 good runs and then that next week you only get 2 in, yeah. Especially if it's not a high grossing load, Now, do I have weeks that happen like that? Yeah, but believe me, I'm on my home time that it's going to throw it off, so it's worth it for me if it throw off a pay cycle like that, All right, that's just a little tidbit. All right. I'm in the Sawgrass Mills area, pretty much west Fort Lauderdale. I remember when all this area wasn't up at Everglades growing up as a kid. But didn't take y'all through the city yesterday. I did stop through Liberty City and Opelika, the areas I grew up in. Was on the run through trying to get this conch salad. But y'all saw when I got back to the hotel and got my conch salad though. But yeah, just to recap again, I do 34s out on the road when need be, but I try my best not to. That's how I was saying the purpose of managing the clock. Also, with managing your clock, stay on your clock. When you stop and do little things like do stop to a truck stop, just use the bathroom and not to get fuel, yeah, make sure you stop that clock. Can you go back and edit? Yes, you can. But do we always go back and edit? That's the thing. Always pay attention to your clock. Each night, always go back and check, see what you got left on your 70-hour clock. Now, I was just telling y'all I try to run like 8 to 9 days. I mean 8 to 9 hours a day. Depending on how it works out, it shakes out, and depending on what my runs look like that I done planned out, I might take a day that I only run 5 hours. Like my first day of my 70 hours, I might just go pick up, you know, I'll book a load. Like say if I book a load Monday, it's not due there until Wednesday. I'll pick that load up Monday just to burn a couple hours off my clock just to get it going, so I can average out days later depending on how many hours I need to start running. So if I use up 3 hours one day picking up a load, then come back to the house, go to sleep and leave first thing in the morning, that next day, instead of just running 8 or 9 hours, I might run my full 11. You know, just keep pace of how your clock is running. All right. Also, another good reason to always keep an eye on your clock and to manage your clock. You never know when something's gonna jump off and you need time to make it home. Pretty much that was this incident. That's how I ended up back at his office, back here in South Florida. Had some family business I had to take care of, so ended up back here. So always keep an eye on your clock. Hopefully nothing never jump off that you got to make it home. Luckily I had a little heads up, so I had a little time to plan to get home. All right, y'all. That's my rant and rave about clocks. We'll make one more clip to close this one out. But right now I'm gonna go jump over this poker table. Holla. All right, YouTube. Back at his house. All right. Not to say I'm a guru or anything. I'm not. I'm just sharing with y'all the tips that help me out. You know, that help me maximize my clock. Actually, today is Saturday. I pick up a load Monday. Well, actually, I'll drop a trail off, so my clock will trip. It'll go on duty and drop my trail off. Go ahead, come back to the house, go back, pick the trail up. So I'm gonna start my 70 off kind of low. So I just pace the rest of the week off that. And I'll let y'all know how to go with the next content of the next video. But had a blast down in Florida. Got a chance to see mom, you know, do all the good stuff like that. That's one of the great things about the freedom over here at Landstar. Take off when you need to take off. You know, like I always say. Anyway, anywho, it's been real. Catch y'all next video. Once again, gangsta, G-Way. Peace. I'm out, y'all.